Yep, we're back. We're on more Halo Infinite. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Core Boy, and we are back over here on some Halo Infinite, like always. So I've been meaning to make this video for a minute because I wanted to go over it, talking about FleetCom, but I feel like I didn't have enough information on it yet. I didn't feel like I'd actually played the game enough due to the server issues that I was having for a while there. Um, but today, I want to talk about some of the weapon balances. Specifically, I want to talk about the bandit nerfs that have been going on in Halo Infinite since the new, the improved, the what's the word I'm looking for here? The amazing Operation Fleetcom. But yeah, I've been meaning to make this video for a while because I've just wanted to talk about it, and I've seen a bunch of different responses to this whole bandit nerf, and I've just been wanting to do kind of, I guess, my own take on it, how I feel about it, because there's some different emotions going on about this bastard, because I do think it has significantly changed how Halo Infinite is played, and I don't know if it's in a good way or a bad way, and that's where I get lost on it. Now, if y'all don't know, I'm a big fan of the Bandit. I fucking love that weapon. I love the M392 Bandit. I love the fucking Bandit Evo. I love both of these weapons so much, and for different reasons. I think the Bandit Evo is a perfect starting weapon for ranked play and competitive play. I think it just works really, really well. It has a lot of pinpoint accuracy. It requires a lot of skill to use it. No, not a lot, but enough skill to understand the mechanics of it and how to be actually really effective with it, compared to something, in my opinion, like the battle rifle that is actually kind of easy to just pick up and play with. And personally, whenever the Evo came out, I was like, yeah, I really like the way this thing feels. It feels like the perfect in-between of the battle rifle and the DMR, while having its own unique personality to it. And, of course, people had some issues with the weapon whenever it came out. It had an insane fucking TTK, and it was a complaint for a while, and I completely agreed with that complaint. The weapon felt a little bit too easy to use, and it felt weird in Halo's gameplay. One of my favorite things about Halo, and always has been one of my favorite things about Halo, is the fact that there's always a way to counterplay somebody, even though they may get the first shot off. You can use your movement to go in and out of cover to really confuse people and get those shots back onto them to actually win those fights. And it felt like with the Bandit, that was kind of lost to a degree. It felt like you could just get first shot off, and because the thing had such a high rate of fire and such a high amount of damage, that you could just ruin people with it. It was just an easy weapon to use overall. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. It was a fun weapon to use. I absolutely love it. And actually, we're going to go ahead and just pick it up right now. But it definitely did add some inconsistencies that were a little bit weird and made it a little bit too easy. Of course, I loved it for free-for-all because, god damn, you could just melt motherfuckers with this thing if you were good with it. And I would say I'm a, pretty fairly decent Halo player. But as you can tell now, it shoots extremely slow. So actually, those hits are a lot more demanding. It's a lot more, hey, if you're not hitting your shots, you're going to lose this fight. And sometimes it is the opposite case, where you can be hitting shots, but somebody just has a significantly better weapon than you. And, I like the changes, and I don't like the changes at the same time. Personally, if I'm being completely honest, I really don't think the M932 Bandit deserved that nerf. I felt like the M932 had a different effect from the Bandit Evo, though. The way that I viewed just the regular old Bandit was, I seen it as kind of a, okay, I can use my sidekick, or I can pick up this weapon that fires pretty damn fast and deals out a lot more damage. It seemed like a counterpart to the sidekick in just regular, arena modes, not ranked. And personally, I liked that about it. And now with this new nerf, it doesn't really feel that resourceful, if I'm being completely honest. I'll still pick it up and use it because I just enjoy using the weapon, but it's definitely nowhere near as effective as it used to be. Now it's more, hey, if you got the sidekick, just fucking stick with it. You'll be fine. Trust me, you're still gonna win fights, because when now somebody has to fire, try to fire as fast as they absolutely can to beat it out, when the sidekick has a pretty damn fast rate of fire. Like, the sidekick fires fast, definitely significantly faster than the bandit. And even then, the sidekick got a fire rate nerf too, not too long ago. And personally, I'm all here for that. I really did like the nerf they gave to the sidekick. I think it really balanced the weapon out and made it not feel super overpowered. It kind of just put it in its own little lane. It's a great starting weapon. I just, overall, I do think the bandit, the regular bandit, didn't need the nerf. I feel like since it wasn't used in ranked play and stuff like that, it was actually kind of in its own lane and actually really good where it was. This dude is actually popping with his sniper as a bronze player, and I'm kind of impressed by it. But when it comes to the Bandit Evo, I feel like it actually kind of made the game feel more dependent like classic Halo. So, if you all grew up playing classic Halo and you grew up playing ranked in those games specifically, you would know one thing. Those games were super dependent on hitting team shots. Like, actually fighting as a team and not just as a singular person. Oh, fuck. I'm so mad I didn't get that fucking quad. What the hell? I didn't get my overkill. But it's something that I did love about old Halo. To me, it's something that just really made it unique, was actually having that ability to fight with your team and actually learning the ins and outs of how to take certain fights. And you would use team fighting as an advantage. You wouldn't use it as just like like pussy your way out of a fight. It would be the thing that would make or break a game sometimes. And I now feel like the Bandit Evo is more with that kind of play style, the classic Halo play style, and I'm fine with that. But then again, as I'm talking about the regular Bandit, I'm like, yeah, this didn't need that because this isn't used in a competitive setting, and now it kind of just gets outgunned by everything, and that really does suck. Now, of course, there is the other conversation with the Evo, going back to it, about, okay, well, now it's like the BR is going to be the big weapon to fight for on map, and I think that's actually a good thing. It actually gives you a reason to fight for a weapon that wasn't really in use for a while. You would never really see anybody go for the BR when the Bandit first came to be. It was always, yeah, just use the Bandit. It's just significantly better. And you know what? That's what people did. They just didn't fucking use the BR ever. And I'm happy to see that the BR is kind of getting some usability again. Like, at least personally, I like that. I'm a big fan of that. It makes weapons feel more viable. It makes weapons feel more, hey, you've got to fight for these because they are going to be the most useful weapons that you will have on the map, so you should get used to using them. And that's completely okay to me. So I feel like there's some drawbacks and some good things about it. It's just an overall, like, I feel like people just need to evolve with it. And if people really don't like it, then I do definitely see them reverting it and being like, yeah, we're not going to keep this as like a permanent thing. We're just going to end up, you know, going back to what it used to be. And that's fine too. If they choose to, guess what? I guess I'll just get back into solo fights because goddamn is that fun in this game. But it's just a middle line thing. It's an evolution of the game. They're trying out new stuff, and I'm completely okay with that. If people don't like it, they'll more than likely revert it, and that's completely okay. And if they choose to not, then people will just have to evolve with that playstyle. I will say, I've felt this way for a while, so at least I can just say it. You're never going to appease the entire Halo community. It's damn near impossible to do so. There's always going to be people who are mad about something, and guess what? That's just part of the fucking deal and part of the game. It's just how it goes in this weird-ass Halo community. And listen, I love the Halo community, and I always will because I just love the series so damn much. Probably more than I love most things on planet Earth, if I'm being honest with y'all. But, hey, it's whatever. I don't mind the changes. It doesn't really upset me at all. It's kind of whatever. It's like, okay, cool. Give me a reason to use different weapons then. And that's what they did. And that's one thing I actually really liked. It allowed an emphasis on get good with every gun, not just one. And I like that a lot, personally. To me, that is how Halo is meant to be played. To get good with everything, not just the starting. And I think that's personally just how Halo is played best. I had an issue for a while with the Bandit of being like, yeah, I don't like that this is like the only weapon that you should really fucking be running in ranked. And it was kind of that way. Everybody was just like, yeah, just use the Bandit because it's just, huh? Wait, that follow shop didn't fucking count? What the fuck you mean? Fuck off. Fuck off? What the hell? But to me, that is a bit of an issue. It was just kind of like a given of, okay, if it's not sniper rifle or bulldog, you really just need to stick with the Bandit. Like, that's the only thing you need to use. You're gonna win your fights. As long as you hit your shots, you'll be fine. And that, to me, created a lot of gameplay inconsistencies that I just didn't really like. Of course, then there's like, you gotta take in connection, and sometimes your shots just don't register, which, hey, that's an issue in every FPS game these days, and I've just kind of learned to accept it. I still get pissed about it. Don't try to twist my words. I still get mad about it. I get very upset about it because it is a very annoying aspect of games. But, you know, I just like having the ability to use different shit and actually evolve my playstyle as a player instead of having to just use one thing. And to me, that's actually what makes a lot of these games fun, especially Halo. When it comes to a arena-like shooter, I personally want a way to evolve my playstyle and to become a better player and just kind of form my own way of playing the games. You know, of course, watch a lot of competitive plays, so I, like, really do try to, like, harp in and learn from that. But also, like, it always has stuck out to me of, have your own playstyle. Evolve how you play. You don't have to base it off of somebody else 24/7. You can just... Bitch, where? What the fuck? Where'd my... Huh? Where the fuck did my sniper rifle go? Huh? Oh. I found it. I was really confused there. I'm sorry. That really threw me off. I can't hit follow-up shots for the life of me right now, huh? That's fun. Ow. Okay. Oh god, there's somebody there too. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Fuck that. No. Oh god, that's a grenade. Please. Ah, okay. Well, hey, he got it. Aw, he's mad. How many kills you got? Yeah, I've got... Nah, buddy, I'm mapping you in kills by 10. It's okay. It's okay to not be doing that good. But overall, like, I don't hate the nerf. Like, to me, it just evolves how people are going to play the game, and I'm personally pretty fucking okay with that. I think it just makes games more interesting, seeing people fight for different weapons that haven't been really in rotation to use in a while. So, to me, overall, it's kind of positive. And yet again, if people don't like it, they're more than likely going to revert it, and that's completely okay with me. I'm not going to fucking hate it. I just hope that they find a way to at least balance it to where, hey, like, these weapons that people aren't using as much are still very reliable, and you need to learn how to use them to win these fights. Now, personally, I do think instead of doing a fucking, like, nerf when it comes to the fire rate, I think a damage nerf probably would have been a better solution of, like, hey, just don't give it as much damage, but let it fire kind of fast. So, overall, I do hope they, might evolve that a little bit as time goes on, but who knows what we're going to get. That's just one of the things about Halo. You just don't know exactly what you're going to get, and that's completely okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Just let it be for now. If you don't like it, just learn how to get better. That's all I'm going to say. Now, other than that, though, there are some other, things that we should talk about when it comes to all the new weapon nerfs and buffs. And the other one that I do want to talk about, of course, is the AR. This little beauty load, this little beauty right here is it's in a weird spot. Personally, I actually really like the changes to the AR, but it does make me wish for one thing, and I just want to go ahead and knock that out and get it out of the way. The one thing that this makes me hope for, because now the AR kind of plays more like an SMG than an assault rifle. I just want an SMG. That's all I want. I want a traditional SMG style. Make the AR what it used to be, and then give us an SMG for those plays. I think personally that'd be the best way to go about this. I think the AR was actually in a pretty damn good spot. The AR for once in Halo has been super resourceful, and I like that. It doesn't feel overpowered. If you're a fucking good precision player, you're going to win against the AR. But the AR is actually still very viable, especially in close range situations to medium range. The one thing that you really can't do with the AR as much anymore is you can't tap fire it. And personally, that was one of my favorite elements of using the AR, was actually getting those medium range kills and being able just to like tap, 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 tap and get those kills really quickly. It felt really good. Of course, people think it's overpowered because the AR is finally resourceful in Halo. I don't feel that personally. I'm never mad when somebody kills me with a fucking assault rifle. It's like, dude, this weapon hasn't been good in Halo in basically the entire time Halo's been a fucking game. Let it be good. Let it be viable. And that is one thing I've always harped on about this game sandbox, is every weapon feels viable in its own unique way. But I do feel like now the AR plays a little bit more like an SMG. I don't necessarily hate it, but it does make me wish we just had an SMG in the sandbox. I do wish we had that very badly, because I think SMGs really give a unique sense of play that actually make them super viable and could be very, very viable in this game, especially with things like thrust, grapple, the repulsor, and stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot of ways you could actually use these SMGs, or even the quantum translocator and stuff like that. There's just ways to make these weapons super viable overall and just make them more resourceful when it comes to playing and actually outplaying other players. So I do hope maybe one day we'll get a sandbox update and get a new weapon, but till then, who fucking knows? I'll just keep playing Halo the way I have, and if they nerf shit, I will figure out a way to get better. Other than that, though, guys, I will see you later.